A specific video is making the rounds right now. It connects Jeffrey Epstein, occult books, Thelema, Crowley, sex magic, Kabbalah, Western esotericism. And the conclusion it reaches is occult involvement means occultism is responsible. That is not what happened, and that is not serious thinking. Magic is not automatically holy. Magic is not automatically corrupt. Magic is an operating system. A knife can prepare food. A knife can also kill someone. Fire can warm a house. Fire can also burn one down. Language can bless. Language can manipulate. Money can build an orphanage. Money can buy silence. Power is not purified simply because it appears in a spiritual context. And power is not evil simply because corrupt people reach for it. This is perhaps one of the most important things to understand about magic. Magic is a technology of transformation. It gives structure to imagination. It trains the will. It changes the practitioner's relationship to symbols, forces, spiritual intelligences, and the unseen architecture behind ordinary experience. That is why sincere seekers are drawn to it, and it is also why predators are drawn to it. Because wherever there is a system that promises power, transformation, influence, or access to something beyond the ordinary human condition, two kinds of people will arrive: sincere seekers and extractors. That distinction matters, because if it isn't understood, the conversation ends up criticizing the tool instead of the hand holding it. Thelema deserves better than this conversation. So does Crowley's actual legacy in the Western esoteric tradition. Was Aleister Crowley controversial? Obviously. Was he complicated? Extremely. Did he inherit, challenge, distort, illuminate, and in some ways explode parts of the Golden Dawn through his own genius and his own pathology? Yes. All of that is true. But none of that equals this. Bad person owned occult books, therefore Thelema is bad. That is not an argument. Thelema is not responsible for Jeffrey Epstein. Crowley is not responsible for Jeffrey Epstein. Western esotericism is not responsible for Jeffrey Epstein. If a corrupt person reads a holy book, the holy book doesn't become corrupt. If a predator studies psychology, psychology does not become predatory. If a tyrant studies strategy, strategy doesn't become evil. The deeper question is, what happens when an impure vessel reaches for a powerful current? That is where the real teaching lives. Ritual magic is structured as an operating system, an interface for working with consciousness, breath, body, voice, image, symbol, direction, planet, element, archangel, sephira, ritual sequence, layers of interface. The Kabbalistic cross establishes orientation. The LBRP clears and orders the ritual field. The middle pillar awakens the central current. The analysis of the keyword opens the formula of LVX, light and extension. The hexagram rituals begin shifting the work into larger planetary and cosmic patterns. This is why sequence matters. Because if magic is an operating system, the work begins by configuring the machine, stabilizing the field, purifying the instrument, training the body, breath, voice, imagination, and will in order. This is why the mystery schools didn't hand everything to everyone all at once. Not because the knowledge was evil, because it requires preparation. Knowledge without practice becomes fantasy. Practice without sequence becomes accident. Power without purification becomes considerably worse than either of those. The Golden Dawn understood this completely. That is why the system is graded. Begin at the foundation. Learn to stand in the temple. Learn to breathe. Learn to banish. Learn to invoke. Learn to align with the divine current. Learn to build the magical body. Only then does the deeper work begin to make sense. When corrupt people reach for an occult system, they're not looking for transformation. They're looking for enhancement. They want to become more powerful versions of what they already are. But the real purpose of the work isn't to make the ego more effective. It's to purify, align, and transform the practitioner. That is the difference between sorcery as acquisition and magic as initiation. One asks, how do I get more? The other asks, what must I become worthy of? That distinction is everything. Because if you reach for the sacred only to inflate the profane, the system won't liberate you. It'll just magnify your disorder. This is why the foundation matters. This is why banishing matters. This is why Kabbalah must be embodied. The work has to be done. This is exactly why the Mage Space Golden Dawn Magic course was built as a sequential path. A system starting at the foundation and moving through each grade, each formula, each embodied layer of the work in order. The point is to become. If that work calls to you, the link is below. Begin at the foundation, move slowly, practice sincerely. Occult power is not the problem. Human corruption is the problem. And powerful systems will always attract those who want to use them without being transformed by them. So approach the work correctly, with discipline, with humility, with sequence, with purification, with reverence. Magic is fire. The question is not whether fire is dangerous. The question is, what are you using it to illuminate? Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.